fire in my fly attire, trying to stay warm cause a storm just arrived here. Anxiously waited cause it's been a dry year and I still made it, cause I paid attention when my niggas told me save up. Shit could get ugly, so I put my cake up in a cold place, no safes, no bankers. You can have friends, still everybody take us. Gotta hide cheese, why couldn't we be famous? Why are we here? I guess I gotta sell my soul to become a millionaire, but I'd rather sell my gold.
If you actually know him and shit, it's just about bettering yourself. So you gonna learn something. It might not even be something that he know, but the fact that, you know, he gonna inspire you just to do certain shit or open doors. So, you know, shit, fucking around and building and being around that guy, man, definitely changed my life.
Jack taught me to be a real people's person to, you know what I mean, you don't have to have tangible items to make yourself valuable. You feel me? You can go out and networking with people and being cool with different kind of people kind of rewards you in a whole different way than money. Anybody know Jack? He didn't have no chains, he didn't have no jewelry, he didn't care about none of that. You feel me? That wasn't what he's about. He was about the knowledge and how people treated him when they saw him. Jack was, everybody saw him with open hands. He never had any problems with nobody. Even if he had a problem, once you met Jack, you wouldn't have a problem with him. You feel me? He was just that type of person. He was dope. You feel me? Like, that's what I would say. He taught me just to be yourself, be true to you, and observe what's going around and take advantage of it.
Jack still relevant to the kids because, you know what I'm saying, he learned. You gotta be humble, you gotta humble yourself. You can't just be acting like you the nig all the time. That's why a lot of these rappers from back in the days when I was rapping and shit, you don't hear about them because their egos was too big. They didn't want to go fuck with this person or go fuck with that person. Didn't have open arms to nobody. Jack, open arms to everybody. You know what I'm saying? He put on a lot of people.
Jack was the type of dude that give you values like your father would give you. You know what I mean? Like he meant a lot. I was knowing him since I was like an adolescent, 16, 17. So I grew up around Jack. It meant a lot to have Jack in my life. I'm older now, so I can look back at it, look at all the lessons I learned from it. It was definitely values, all values.
The dog who give a shit. I'm far from home. I'm about 500 miles. Hey, oh shit. Oh, fuck. We so good, we on forever. 8 ounces in a liter, let it clip in my hammer. I'm not with that romantic, all my girlfriends are dancing. I'm fucking loud and I'm trapping, but I'm not fucking loud. I'm fucking loud and I'm laughing because my niggas can't care.
Play going wild, boy. You already know, man. It's the Jack,
nominated
baby.
tonight or what, man?
Yeah, you know, we nominated for about 4 things or something. You know, we trying to bring home a couple of them, man, but fuck it if we don't, you know.
But it's heavy, yeah. You know you wanna fuck around with this heavyweight, and they open doors. Rappers that was big at one time, gotta open for it.
He was so good of a dude, like he just showed it all the time. Whenever he could, he showed it, you know what I'm saying? Like it was, you really can't just pinpoint one situation where he didn't really just done one good thing that you could say he's this type of person, because he just did so many different things, you know what I'm saying? That was just cool, you know what I mean? Like, you could be a complete stranger if you a fan is or something like that, you know what I'm saying? He'll give you the shirt off his back. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, I've seen him do it.
And Jack would really, like, you can be out in public, he gonna hear you out. From whether you somebody who got a reputable name or a fan walking up. He really genuinely wanted to holler at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done been places with Jack where he gonna talk to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it's times I'll be thinking to myself like, damn nigga, let's go. But he genuinely wanted to talk to these people. You know what I'm saying? And you know, most people are not like that. I could say myself I'm not like that. I'm a, hey, what's happening? Okay, it's cool. But I'm not gonna leave that window open for no, just to be interacting. He really wanted to see what you was about. I thought that was rare. He really, had that genuine, and he was genuine. He didn't put himself above anybody, The way I can say Jack affected me most, probably personally, is he taught me a lot about interacting with people and like the importance of how leaving a person, how you leave a person feeling is really what it's all about. Like he would connect with each person I saw on an individual basis, a one-on-one basis. He would find out things about you and tweak on you with you. And like for a rap artist of his stature, like a lot of cats could act Hollywood and brush shit off. He would take time out to really fuck with each and individual person and really make them feel special. That's why when you hear people talk about how special he was, they really feel affected by him because he gave that to everybody. Like I'm speaking like this because he affected me that way, but he did that to everybody that he spent 10 seconds with. And that's what was so raw about him. He was able to give that of himself because he knew that's what people wanted. People wanted to have some interaction with a legend. He was a walking legend, man. And he's going to be dearly missed, but he's transitioning to his next form, man, and we're going to go ahead and keep it pushing for him.
His passing definitely hurt. You know, I wouldn't say I was like hella close, but close enough to where the effect he had on my life, it definitely hurt. And the impact of somebody so amazing, you know what I'm saying? Like, to lose that person, we still have him, but it still hurts to know that we can't walk down the street and just see him.
Hey, I'm Don P, man, you know what I'm saying? I just want to say, like, MIP to my bruh, man, you know what I mean? We miss you, Jack, and we gonna continue to keep this shit lit for you forever, my nigga, forever, my nigga. As long as we here, you here, my nigga, straight up.
I know one big thing that stood out about Jacka, he was always big on Islam. Like, ever since I met him, that's like something that he always was big on, you know what I mean? That was a part of his everything. So, yeah, that was what was special about him, because he was really devoted to that. And, you know, I don't know, I think that's what really, that's what always stuck out to me, because it showed discipline for somebody to be so young, because Islam is, you have to be disciplined to be in that religion. So, yeah, that was something that stood out, that kind of like defined his character to me. He was real loyal to that.
It's funny, man. Jack was funny, bro. Jack was hella funny. He was a good dude. He had a big, huge heart. He was the life of the fucking party. The shit been dull without him. You feel me? So, my boy, it was always a good clown session when he was around. You feel me? It wasn't no punches. He don't give a fuck who you was. You come in, if you look funny, you act funny, you sound funny, we own you. That's how Jack was.
Devils, nigga. Jack, House of the Dead, nigga. Can't nobody save us.
He was just a kind person, like really a kind, genuine person, and really would give you the shirt off his back, like literally. And I don't really know too many people like that, and I always hear people say that, like he'll give you the shirt off his back. Like, nah, the nigga will give you the shirt off his back for real. And yeah, man, you know what I mean? He's kind, and you know, the music might be violent, and the music might, you know, depict a different image, but the actual person, you know what I mean, is, you know, a loving, caring person who wants to see, like, you know, wants to see his people do good, you know what I mean? Wants to see niggas dying and shit, wants to see motherfuckers evolve and do something better and do something with their lives. And he was always about that, so I think people definitely need to know that, you know what I mean?
The world should know that he was a stand-up guy and he'd give you the shirt off his back. Period. He was a prophet. He always wanted better for the next person.
We lost a good person. You know what I'm saying? He's a great rapper, but we lost an even better person, an even better man. That loss probably set Bay Area music back 10 years from unity and just drive. You know what I'm saying? Like Jacka had enough drive for everybody. You feel me?
Jack was a real man. You know what I mean? There's nothing fake about Jack. Jack really promoted us to be involved with our kids, to be involved with family, man. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people just, you know, that don't know him might hear his music and be like, oh, he's just a drug dealer, he's just a killer, he's just, you know what I'm saying? That's not Jack. Like Jack really is a humble, loving dude. You know what I mean? Like if anything, don't nobody take nothing, just take that
know that he was a real man's man.
I owe him for where I am today. You know what I mean? Because, and I don't say that like I'm anybody special, but I say that because I feel like he saved my life in a sense. Because where my mindset was, okay, this is what we're talking about, and this is what you're doing, Jack, and this is, you know, the image that we're portraying. But, you know, he let me know, like, bro, you can do whatever you want to do, and he support me. You know what I mean? Even if you know, I'm a square and the whole nine, you know what I'm saying? Like, when he sees me, it's all love. He supports me, you know what I mean?
Jack definitely taught me how to be like, know yourself, know who you really are. And you can become anything your thoughts that you see yourself doing, you can become that. So just knowing yourself, you know, was one thing Jack definitely, you feel me, distilled in my body forever. To know yourself, like, for real. Look at your eyeballs every day and really see that. You feel me?
There'll never be another Pac, there'll never be another Biggie, there'll never be another Mac Dre, there'll never be another Jacka. It's just like, when you a legend and you create your lane and so many lanes for others, there's no, like, anybody else that comes close to that is emulating you. It's like they can never be, nobody can have the impact Jack had as far as going East Coast and rocking with Freeway and the whole Muslim movement, how he had that on lock, and going down south, connecting with Paul Wall and all that. That's big, and bringing them out here to the point where you got them connecting and linking with other Bay Area artists based off of Jack mirror. So it's like, nah, there'll never be another Jack.
Whatever you do, make motherfuckers love you, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever be no corny ass motherfucker, and always make sure that people love you, man. See, a lot of niggas, they want to be rappers, so they carry themselves with that attitude that they think rappers got. Walking around like they all high and mighty and shit, because they think that's what it is. And when you got that kind of attitude, that's the only thing you're gonna do is end up getting robbed, end up always getting your ass kicked every time you got a show. You know, you got weed and shit. It's only weed, man. Get that shit away, nigga. Get that shit to motherfuckers.
He just made me want to be more of a humble person and pay more attention to everybody around me, you know, from the biggest to the smallest. You did, you know, he treated everybody the same way. So that's what I got from him, is that just treat everybody the same way with respect and love, because you never know who you're gonna need, you know what I mean? So that's what I took from him as a person.
Losing Jack was fucking unfortunate, bro, and at the end of the day, it's hard for me still, because every time I want to make music, or every time I have an album or a project that's my favorite go-to artist as a feature, no matter how much we worked out or we worked together or we hung out together, that's always my favorite. And it's fucked up what happened. And you know, my whole goal is just to keep his name lit from everything I do and every show I do. And I think it was one of the biggest losses in the Bay Area next to Mac Dre. It was just, it's fucked up. I think it hit everybody pretty hard. I think everyone's still trying to deal with it. You know, I mean, I just think that at the end of the day, it's not going to be easy for anyone to deal with, especially out this area. I mean, he was the king of the Bay, in my opinion.
Just a good dude, man. Good dude. Great father. Somebody that wasn't perfect and realized that he wasn't perfect, and continued to try to, you know, outdo himself. Always wanted to outdo himself. Always wanted to be better than he was yesterday. And if anything, to continue to strive for that, and, you know, not wanting his kids to go through the same thing that he went through. You know, he always talked about that. He always talked about making a better life and better future for his children. Even in the midst of thugging and this street shit, never wanted his kids to experience that. You know, kept them away from it, shielded them away from it.
I met a lot of people and done a lot of things. I've been working in radio a long time, but that's like one person that I really seen from a kid to a man, and seen all the things he was doing, all the things he was going on. You know what I mean? Like, sure, I know. Like, if someone tell me 50 Cent got an album coming out, I know the process that Fifth does. I know how he's doing, because that's 50 Cent. But to really see this kid start from high school, then start doing it in the streets, then seeing the people get in and watching how it's going, how he took over from the hometown to the rest of the area, and to be respected by all these people, and then like to really have like a cult following behind that. I mean, we see it all the time now, because it's like the day and age of social media and all that stuff. But to see this guy really get it before that, and really be seeing him and know him, that really made me proud. Because I was like, can't nobody tell me nothing. Like, I know it can be done, because I know Jack is doing it, and to see him really do it was incredible.
It meant a lot to work with Jack. just even being around them, you know, because I could have just did that one show and they could never fuck with me ever again, you know, they could have just did that for Ron and that was that. But it was the fact that just being around him, he called me, and, you know, come hang out, come pull up, come Jacka's the type of guy, you call, man, where we at? You know, I'm here, woo, woo, come pull up, you know, go shopping, hit the malls, go buy shoes, and just go eat, just do hella shit, you know, it's always fun. Whenever there's a moment to be around him, you would want to be around him if you got that chance. It's going to be the best experience of your life.
He's the reason I started making beats. You know, him and listening to Rob Lowe beats. I'm like, bro, I want to make beats for the Jacka. That was my main goal. Ever since I started making beats when I was 12. I'm like, the only thing I want to do is make beats for the Jacka. How I'm going to get to that point. And when I got to do it, it was just a blessing to work with a genuine dude that want to see everybody do good. That's all he wanted for the best for everybody.
You know, when you lose a legend, we're losing music, we're losing culture, we're losing all that's just being stripped from us, you know what I'm saying? And nothing we could do about it. And he was a big contributor to the culture out here. So, you know, we lost a lot when he died. So we just gotta just keep it lit and keep putting him on up, keep sipping for Jack, keep smoking for Jack, and keep his name going, and keeping it lit.
I struggled as an artist. I didn't go get a job and work it nowhere and try to do music at the same time. I didn't want to do that. I went all the way in with the music, you know what I'm saying? And I sacrificed a lot, you know what I mean? And I went without a lot sometimes. I went without having money, without having things, you know what I mean? Especially when my boy Hustle and them caught the case, I couldn't get in the streets and get active with no dope or nothing like that because I was hot. You know what I mean? My name was in the paperwork. You know, somebody trying to rat on me on some punk shit. But only thing I did was kept it 100. You know what I'm saying? And kept pushing. Even when we got like that, you know, we had to move into the projects. You know, had to have our kids in the projects. I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm popular, living in the projects. You know what I'm saying? So I got a crowd outside my house every day. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, shit like that, man. But it was all for a reason, man, and I appreciated having to go through that. So and it made my story worth more money, made me worth more listening to, you know what I mean? It just gave me more things to talk about for the people, you know, and just and turn it all into rhyme, you know what I mean, and just make something positive out of it. So I wouldn't take that back for nothing, you know what I mean? But I still see how, you know, you can get caught up with one thing, and basically we just gotta put 100% effort in what it is, whatever it is you're doing. Make sure you're doing it 100%. Not 50%, not 80%, because if you're doing it 50%, that's what you're gonna get out of it. Is 50% of the, you know, shit. You're doing it 100%, you're gonna get 100% of the shit out of it. You know what I mean?
Jack, you know, had basically an effect on, I would say, everybody, you know, up and coming up under him in the Bay Area. As you know, I looked up to him, you know, influences, and you know, just basically, you know, he did it before me, and you know, always talked to him about how things was back then, and like how stuff got started, and you know, how to handle certain situations. But of course, you know, influenced my life just for the simple fact that he always had positive vibes around, always happy, always humble. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, we'll be back in this backstage room, like smoking or something before the show, and then like right when it's time to get on stage, he just turned to a different person and just run out to the crowd and just go crazy. Everybody just turned up. You know, I just love to see that. You know, just pure, just him living his dream and shit.
The things I've learned from him is to just treat everybody really nicely, as if they were your family. He never like shunned people out of the way. Like, he always brought people in and showed them as much love as he could. Pretty much everybody around him, it was dope.
Jack was a people's person. He was a people person. Like, he didn't want to. Jack never liked being alone. Like, Jack didn't want to be alone. He wanted to be with people. He didn't give a fuck what type of person you was. If you was a person, and you gonna love him, cause he's the king. Like, especially in the Bay Area. We in the Bay Area. Y'all see this shit. He ran this shit. This was his shit. Like, his music was all through the airways. I think he was a influential revolutionary person. Like, he was before his time. Like, I think he was real positive. and before his time. I just could say he was positive. He was just a positive person that just got took before his time, and his message was probably bigger than him. So that would let you know what type of person he is. That his message was Allah, God. So at the end of the day, it was through the highest power what he wanted you to know. So I would say that he was sort of a prophet to the street, to street niggas like me, to niggas who ain't got no pops, or he was sort of a prophet to a lot of niggas in the Bay Area streets. So yeah, I just call him a prophet.
I mean, it's pretty much open to the public that everybody knows. Like, even if you didn't know, like put it like this, even if you didn't know Jack personally, and you just saw him, you just felt his energy, and you felt the goodness in him, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't never, like, he can meet you, and you know how some cats would be like, acting like they celebrity status or they can't really talk to you or whatever. He was always with the people. Whoever the fans was, he was gonna shake your hand. You know what I'm saying? Talk to you, chop it up with you, even kick it with you. You don't even know where he at, or where, you know, who he with or who you with. But he gonna stand there and chop it up with you and kick it. That's what type of dude he was, you know what I'm saying? Real humble cat. And I think the world already know that.
To the fans of the Jacka, just know that me and my friends that worked with him and, you know, in the industry that were close to each other, we were his fans, you know what I'm saying? As we were his fans, we were also his fans. He taught us a lot, you know, he gave us music that we could relate to at our best time and worst time, and I hope that lives on with everybody that got to hear his music, you know. If he's dope and you like it, man, share it. Play it with your friends. Whoever's not up on it, share it. Keep his name alive. Like, you know, we were asked, how are we gonna keep his name alive and keep it lit? I don't think that it's up to the artist to have music with him to just keep his name alive. It's the fans, you know what I'm saying? If I walk down the street and I hear a car playing the Jack, you're playing your part. You know, you're keeping us remembering him. I might be thinking of something else, having a crappy day, and I hear a car passing by playing it, and it's gonna put a smile on our face. You know, it's a good memory. You're only gonna think of good memories, you know, so keep that memory alive. You know, we love y'all. Thank you for all the support, and to all his family and friends, you know, we gonna see it through, man. You already know.
When I come out, bro, it's just that I come out and I just get the crowd going, bro. I take them over, you feel me? I get straight into their mental instantly. And I make them I mesmerize them, I trance them, make them do whatever I want to do. Because, you know what I mean, I want to be I want to be one of the top MCs. I don't want to have a fucking single on the radio just to fucking get booked for shows. You know what I mean? So I got to make sure I'm the illest MC. When I go out, it ain't just a bunch of niggas standing on stage, you know, everybody screaming in a mic. It's crowd participation. I know what to say because I learned from the greats. You know what I mean? I paid attention and studied from the greats. So a motherfucker could have the hit song on the radio and I probably have a better show than him because the way that I have everybody into it and the way that I MC is better than him. You know what I mean? But, you know, a lot of people don't know what MCing is, so I really want to make dope music, man, you know?
If you know Jack, you understand, he just didn't love people, he loved life. He loved creating moments. And when you met Jack, you knew you met Jack. He was just like Mac Dre. And what I mean by that is, anyone that's ever met this guy Jack never had something to say like, oh yeah, he gave me the two fingers and kept it moving. He always stopped. Jack was the guy.
He's just special. And then when you see him with his kids, he's even more special. Because you just think, you know, a lot of men that go out there and do what they do in this rap world don't interact with their children too often. And Jack's a real dad. I would see him go and he loved his kids. So like, I feel honored that I'm able to give those kids this memory of their dad. Like he has babies that won't even really get to have any memory of their dads, you know? So I have much love for Jack and his family, and all the pictures, like, I just want to be able to let them see him grow up and understand their dad was a loved man. King Jack, loved guy.
I mean, I think basically everybody said everything you could say about Jack, you know what I mean? One thing that him passing really taught me is that course, everybody's gonna remember his music forever. But, you know, people gonna remember how you treated them. You know what I mean? More than most things, people gonna remember how you treated them. And out of tens of thousands of posts, I couldn't find one negative word about the man. You know? And so, that really taught me a lot about life.
He's just like a good dude. I just seen him looking out for somebody out that way. You know what I'm saying? Just based on him not even having to, you know. So I was just looking at him like that as far as his personality. You know what I'm saying? It was just like a helpful guy to people. You know, so, I mean, that's what amazed me about it.
Coolest man on the planet. Real humble, real intelligent. If you got on his wrong side, he was a pure asshole. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him a few times, you know what I mean, flip out on people. But he's a good dude, man. That was my brother, man. You know, me and him was one of a lot. Street knowledge to tell you yourself. Me and him was one of, we are the same person, then, you know what I mean?
I just want to reiterate, like, his essence, you know, is that, you know, whatever you do, you gotta just, one, do what you love, and also, like, do it with love, you know? Can't be no corny motherfuckers.
We all gotta remember that Jacka, he was more than just an artist. He was an activist. He loved his people. He loved his family. He loved his fans, and he loved the Bay. And he's irreplaceable. So what I'm hoping is that other artists out there, they have that same kind of love for what you do, and not in a selfish way. He gave a lot, and he didn't have to. He says so in a song, you know. The line is, I gave you a chance because I believe in you. My only reward was to see you grow. That characterizes Jack so much to me. It makes me cry every time I hear it. And when I get my See It Through tattoo, I'll let you guys know.
You know, there's a lot of things to say about Jack, the kind of dude that he was as an artist. He's one of those dudes that's like, I think one of his lines, he was like, probably the greatest, but you'll never say it. You know, I'm the greatest, but you'll probably never say it. You know, he was so humble, and we were so chill. Like, that's probably true. You know, like, hey, the people who like him more than they like anybody else. Or right up there with all your favorite rappers. You know, I feel the same way. You know, and I've been a hip-hop fan since, you know, the early 80s, the mid-80s. You know, I listen to everything. And for me, there's not too much that's better than him, you know what I mean? There's some mainstream commercial artists that make hit songs. And, you know, he got other favorite artists too, like, you know, but he ranks right up there with him for us. And definitely for me and for a lot of other people. And, you know, for those people who don't know or haven't checked in or whatever, I just, you know, you should. You know what I mean? You should give it a chance. Just check it out. It's going to be something that's going to touch you, for sure. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how old or what song it is. You might not like this one, but when you find one that you like, you'll probably end up liking them all. You know, he was that kind of artist. And just as a man, I mean, Jack meant a lot. He meant a lot to everybody. He meant a lot to me. He meant a lot to his family. He meant a lot to people who have never met him, because he was honest. He was a real honest dude in his music, and he was one way. It was one thing that he always taught a lot of us. He would always tell us, just be one way, bro. Be one way with everybody. Don't be this way and then that way, and don't be fake. Just be one way. And he was one way with everybody, and it was like a nice way that he was, you know, like he didn't treat anybody better than the next person, and he always gave somebody a chance to say whatever they had to say, or to talk to him, or to meet him, or do whatever. And you just don't really meet people like that. A lot of people say you don't meet artists like that, but you don't really meet people like that, because, you know, a lot of us aren't artists, and we were hanging with him, and like, man, it's time to go. You know, it's time to go. You know, nobody, you know, he was just a special person like that, and that's why so many people love him and feel close to him and feel tied to him, because he genuinely cared, or, you know, or showed interest, or knew how to show care, you know, to people and make people feel good. And he was open and willing to share himself with people,
so that, you know, they would feel the same way. And I think he did that in his music, and that's why everything worked out the way that it worked out with him. Like people, you know, being so close and feeling attached to him, musically too, that have never met him. They're like, people have never met him before, but only listened to the music. Like, I feel like I know this guy and how he is just from the music, and it was because he was very vulnerable, giving and taking, and you just don't get that much, you know, from humans. Forget from artists, but from humans. And he would say stuff like that in his music a lot of times, like, "I'll teach you how you're supposed to be," you know. And you know, you hear somebody say something like that, you're like, get the hell out of here, you know what I mean? But sometimes when you really sit there and, you know, and you're a judgmental person, so you're looking at the guy, he might be on lean, he might be high, you like, get the. But when you think about it and you see how he's actually treating people, or how he, you know, when it's time to be this way, or it's to asking a question, or it's a life lesson, or you're learning about something, like he knew, you know. And it wasn't so much as I mean, if you pay attention to those things, it wasn't so much of a bad person to model yourself after, especially if you were in the streets and you were up to no good. It might be one of the best people to model yourself after. So, you know, it's just his dream was to be a rap star and, you know, to touch people through the music. So he was doing that, but it was a lot more than that, you know.
I set up a plan and then I seen it through. I gave you a chance cause I believe in you. No matter how hard it gets, see it through. My only award was just to see you grow. So see it through, see it through. No matter how hard it gets, see it through. See it through, see it through. Damn, no matter how hard it gets. Mom's gone, pops his arm in a belt. Me, I'm juvenile hard, wondering why we hate ourselves. Drugs brought us all down, is it too late to save myself? Grandma stressed, kicked out of school, I can't behave myself.
Hey, go put my new shit hot, bitch. Hey!